Joy Reid admitted everything. We now know what Joy Reid's been up to. We know what MSNBC's been up to. We know what CNN's been up to. Joy Reid just let the cat out of the bag. Let's talk about it.
I know they desperately want Trump gone, and I know that they desperately want it codified, that Trump cannot run again, because make no mistake, they remain scared to death of you, and they remain scared to death of Trump. Trump, 75 million, 80 million votes. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going anywhere. Even if Trump does, you're not. They can't separate you from Trump. And more importantly, they can't separate you from the ideas. They can't separate you from MAGA. They can't separate you from Make America Great Again, which I think remains one of our big campaign strengths going forward. They believe that they can destroy this bond that exists between you and Trump if they somehow make Trump look bad, make Trump look like a reprobate, embarrass you about Trump. They can't do it because you came before Trump.
The mainstream news media has been an arm of the Democrat Party since the very beginning. And we all know this. A few years ago, they loved Donald Trump before he actually decided to run for an election.
And she likes me. She even put me in her movies. She put me in her movies, right? A long time ago.
Before he decided to actually run for president, they loved him. They fawned over him. Suddenly, there was a switch. I don't know why. I don't know what caused it. I don't know who told them to switch. They were in this to help Kamala. No other reason. She says it out loud. And I believe MSNBC should have their license pulled.
And we begin our final sprint, having arrived at that point in the election season where basically we on this side of the TV screen have said all we can. We've laid out the stakes in this crucial election, where one side stands for freedom while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy, but also white-ruled South Africa before Mandela and the black majority took control, or Vladimir Putin's Russia, Viktor Orban's Hungary, or Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela today, that suppresses the rights of women and minorities, uses the military to execute the whims of a strongman dictator, and controls and suppresses the press, education, the arts, rewrites history to suit a favored and dominant racial class, and foments extravagant corruption in order to enrich the dictator and his friends. We've warned you about Donald Trump's profound unfitness for office, from his theft of classified documents and attempted insurrection to his clear cognitive and physical.
This sounds like a closing argument in a court case. But Joy's looking extremely deranged today. And the receding hairline, the male pattern baldness, the anger, the vitriol, just that stare. I mean, it's so mean. But this is your news. This is where people are getting their news. News was supposed to just report events, actions, disasters, occurrences, things that are going on, things that could affect your life. The news is not supposed to go on a 3-minute opinion piece about why they are right and why you are wrong.
Decline to what he plans to do if he returns to power, threatening to lock up or even execute his political opponents, increasing federal capital punishment and unleashing the police unrestrained, using the military to suppress protests, banning abortion nationwide by enforcing the Comstock Act, persecuting LGBTQ Americans, spiking prices and crashing the economy with across-the-board tariffs that amount to a giant Trump tax on everything you buy that's imported from overseas, firing tens of thousands of dedicated civil servants and putting people in charge of our government like Elon Musk, who has essentially purchased Trump for $75 million. Peter Thiel, who already owns Trump's would-be woman-hating vice president, J.D. Vance. Tom Homan, who vows to deport whole families of immigrants that could include U.S. citizens. Stephen Miller, who seems to dream of the return of internment camps to U.S. soil, along with mass deportation to make America white again. RFK Jr., who Trump has vowed to put in charge of not just women's health, but all of our health. And to this weekend announced that the first order of business will be to end the fluoridation of our water supply, taking us back to an era when childhood cavities and oral disease were rampant. You know, I guess that's before he ends childhood vaccines. Make America healthy again by allowing measles, mumps, and polio to make a comeback alongside the corona. And hell, why not bring back the bubonic plague?
This is really good. This is well choreographed. They've got all the visuals there. They've got the big giant screen. They're worried. When they come out with this level of hatred and vitriol, they are absolutely worried.